Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in to 100.7 The Score. It is the End of the Bench. I'm Rob Breaux alongside David Collier, Lucas White. We are in the First United Bank studio. You can call it on the Visual Edge IT hotline 806-771-0973 or hit us up on the 8th Flooring Center chat line. As you do so well, it is Monday, July 28th, a day away from spring football practice. No, spring. That was a long time ago. Summer.
Yeah.
Fall camp. Media days.
I like to refer to it as preseason.
Preseason.
Camp.
So we're officially in preseason mode.
Yeah, because it's not fall.
So the off season's over. It is summer. It was hot this weekend.
Yeah. I didn't spend much time outside besides walking dogs. It was too much.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it was for them, too. Oh, let's see. Anything happen over the weekend in the baseball world?
Pretty good weekend if you're a Rangers fan.
Pretty good weekend if you're a Rangers fan.
Not as great if you're an Astros fan.
No, pretty much all the things you wanted to happen as a Rangers fan happened this weekend. You swept the Braves. Nick Kurtz was unconscious against the Astros. Of course, this is the home of the Astros, so that's not always a great thing. But you've made up some serious ground, and also the Angels won a couple against the Mariners. So you're now dead even with the Mariners, 4 games back of the Astros. I remember just a couple of weeks ago you were 11 games back of the Astros. So you've made a serious dent here. Not only are you dead even with the Mariners, but you are in the third wild card spot with the Mariners. Now, they have the tiebreaker currently. They don't do game 163 anymore. It's just tiebreaker stuff. So I would assume, right, you get a couple more games with the Mariners. That could be decided, but I think it'll be a pretty good race between the Mariners and the Rangers down the stretch. And the Astros won't stay down for long.
You would think. That.
I mean, it's beginning to become long right now, but eventually some of these guys are going to get healthy and back on the major league level, right? You would think.
You would think, yes.
Lucas, how was your trip?
It was fun.
Yeah,
I have some stories.
Good.
I'll share with y'all later.
All right.
But
all fair stories are great.
The wife really enjoyed her first ever Major League Baseball game.
First ever.
That's
a good one to go to. So you probably nailed your rocker bets.
Yes.
And the Rangers won.
Yes.
So best of both worlds there. You texted me the line. It was like 3 hits.
Well, that was the alternative line. The actual real line was 4.5.
I think you probably got both of those if you wanted them. Rocker did not look great, but man, John Gray's been such a valuable piece since he's come back for a couple of outings. Again, Spore's close to coming back. Jock Peterson returns this weekend to not much sizzle, but
did he get that Oppo taco?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But I did get
Jocko,
I got the Josh Young home run.
You did get that
in the comments of a Jared Sandler post, so wasn't all bad.
The game I was at, Michael Harris needed a single for the cycle, and he hit it in the gap in left center field, and everybody in the stadium wanted him to stay at first.
Yeah, slide into first, trip over first, and then have to retreat.
Yeah.
He ended up at third again.
Yeah, he just went for another triple.
Yeah.
He had a good weekend.
Yes.
Former Red Raider, Michael Harris.
Sure.
Commit. Same as Jonathan Kuminga. Red Raider legend, Jonathan Kuminga. Red Raider legend, Michael Harris. Yeah, he did not make it to Lubbock. He was drafted, but he's been good, but he had a really good weekend. Not as good as Nick Kurtz, though. Nick Kurtz might have had the best baseball game of all time.
If not, it's way up there. That's for sure.
There was some stats. We'll talk about them as we go through today. Certainly in the highs and lows, he had a high this weekend. But, I mean, six hits, runs, RBIs, 4 home runs. I mean, pretty much
against four different pitchers too.
Against 4 different, pretty much the best he could have done. I don't know that he could have done anymore.
Could hit another home run,
I guess.
I mean,
it's pretty good though.
If we're getting greedy here, he could have had a 5th home run, maybe even a 6th. I'm just saying.
So that was Nick Kurtz over the weekend, and the Astros just struggled again. They're now kind of on a stretch of struggling. The Rangers doing the opposite. The Mariners kind of holding serve, which creates the Rangers' momentum here. The Rangers have the second best run differential in the American League.
Is it American League or all of baseball? I can't remember which one it is.
American League.
Man.
I think they're 4th in baseball.
Okay.
I think there's 2 National League teams in front of them. I've got it here. I don't have to guess. Let's see. They are plus 74. The Yankees leading the American League with plus 95. The Tigers plus 62. Nobody else really close to those 3 teams. The Red Sox plus 54. The Blue Jays plus 42. The Astros plus 39. The Cubs lead baseball with plus 116. The Brewers plus 92. But the Dodgers and Mets plus 55, plus 66. And then the Phillies tied with the Rangers at plus 74. So I guess tied for 4th. But 9-1 in their last 10. That's the hottest in baseball. The Blue Jays 8-2. The Brewers and Mets both 7-3. Sorry. Went too fast there. And then the Reds, who are trying to get into wild card contention, at 7-3 in the last 10. 56-50. Same record as the Rangers, who were stuck around 500, under 500 for a long time. Now they're 6 over 500. And I believe it was 50-50 when they got back to 500 for the final time. Potentially. Don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, let's not.
I didn't say.
Go all Chuck here and.
The Mariners also 56-50, so they are dead even with the Rangers. In the wild card picture, the Red Sox just a half game above those 2 teams, and then the Yankees a game and a half at 57-48. Pretty good.
It could be worse, that's for sure.
Could be worse. The Rays at dead even 500, 53-53. The Guardians 52-53. The Royals 52-54. That's the real window. You're looking for buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
So we will be on the hunt, the lookout. We'll talk more Rangers today. We'll get some headlines after this.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It is the End of the Bench. A little bit of breaking news here. The Red Raiders football team had 24 players named to the Shrine Bowl 1000 watch list. That is players who are draft eligible, added to a watch list to potentially be invited to the Shrine Bowl at the end of the season. And you might think, wow, 24 is a lot, but it's 1,000 players.
Still a lot.
What's the most in college football? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Context matters. More headlines, mostly coming from Major League Baseball over the weekend. The Sunday night games look like this. The Oakland Athletics of Sacramento beating the Astros 7-1, completing that 4-game sweep. The Texas Rangers beat the Braves 8-1, completing that 3-game sweep. Jack Leiter gets the win. The Angels beat the Mariners 4-1 to win that series. So pretty much a perfect weekend for the Texas Rangers. An imperfect weekend for the Astros. For those Rangers, Josh Young has hits in all 6 games since his return. He's reached base in 11 of 19 plate appearances. I'd have to go back and double check, but I believe his walks and strikeouts are about even. He might have an extra strikeout or two, but he has walked more than once since his return.
Yeah, hey.
Which is not something he was doing in the minors or before.
Yes.
Corey Seager has continued his on-base streak to 27 games. Since June 25th, he's hitting .333 with 32 hits, 8 home runs, 22 RBI, 20 runs scored. That's pretty good.
I would hope he would, you're paying him for a reason, right? You're expecting that out of him.
Yes.
Not to be. That's what he should be doing.
Right.
And being healthy, which is the most important part.
He wasn't doing it.
Yes.
And now he is.
And
to do it for 2 weeks maybe is one thing, and then kind of be good for 2 weeks and then be great for 2 weeks. But to get about a month here, that's a pretty good stretch.
It's kind of leveling it all out, though, right?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. The Rangers at 9-1, the hottest team in baseball. That is the best record, 8-1, since the All-Star break. On July 7th, the Rangers were 11 games back the Astros. Fast forward to yesterday, just 4 games back the Astros. Even with the All-Star break in between, the Rangers have gained 7 games on the Astros in 16 days.
The Astros are certainly doing their part, and we appreciate that. Making it interesting.
Yeah, it's impossible to gain on another team if they're also winning, no matter how much you're winning.
That's like in this AL Central, Detroit's been atrocious since the All-Star break. They still have like an 8 or 9 game lead because everybody else behind them is also losing.
Yeah, they're all going about 500.
Yeah, so
Cody Freeman, who was up for a minute with the Rangers, 3 home runs yesterday for the Express. So that's pretty good. But it was obviously Nick Kurtz who had the game of his life over the weekend. Maybe the game of anyone's life over the weekend. And he also just had a good series. It wasn't just one game. And I'm trying to assess what the A's are. Because this is what the A's do. The A's always have great rookies. Brent Rooker, their shortstop, Nick Kurtz now at first base. It seems like they have a rookie pitcher, either a closer like last year or a starter like most other years. They're always good, young players, the A's. But in Oakland, the Oakland A's seemingly never wanted to retain those players and would just kind of flip them, and maybe they get a good collection of young players and kind of make a run for a year or two, and then you hardly ever see them stay to be great Astro veterans or A veterans. Mm-hmm. With the collection of talent they have right now and them making their change to Sacramento to Vegas, do the A's hold firm with all this Major League ready talent and start signing some guys. They just signed Brent Rooker. Is Nick Kurtz a long-term option for the A's? Or as a bad team this season, do they flip him hot or flip the closer hot and try to make a move before they go to Vegas, or are they going to try to be good year one in Vegas?
Yeah, you would hope that they would, since there's going to be stability there in Vegas, that they would try to hold as many of these guys as possible to make that first year something that people want to go watch. But at the same time, that first year is probably going to be something people want to go watch no matter what the product is, right? People coming in from out of town will go there. Whatever fan base they have in Las Vegas will go there just to see the stadium. And I don't know that it necessarily matters. They're probably going to make money either way, and why not make more money by having less of a salary to pay out? I'll believe it when I see it with the A's, because when's the last time, like, really? I mean, are we talking like Barry Zito? I mean, that didn't even count because he went to San Francisco. I mean,
they won the AL West in, 16? They were kind of in between. They won the AL West when the Rangers were down. Maybe it was even 12 the year after the Rangers went to the World Series. But they were kind of in between the Astros run and the Rangers runs that they won the AL West. By the way, Kurtz, since RBIs became an official stat in 1920, only one player has had, over the course of his entire career, a game with 4+ home runs, a game with 5+ extra base hits. This is in the same game or not.
Yeah.
This is just
in general.
Have had games like this. 4 home runs, 5 extra base hits, a game with 6+ runs, a game with 6+ hits, and a game with 8+ RBI. Nick Kurtz did all that in one game. It quite literally could be the greatest offensive performance of all time in a single game.
Well, and it's against the Astros, who are one of the best teams in baseball. So clearly, it as a home of the Astros.
Yeah, certainly on the season they have been.
Yeah,
they
on that day maybe.
Again, the Astros are injured.
I know.
They're very hurt.
Well, and you could say the same thing about the starting rotation of the team the Rangers just swept as well. So
absolutely, and you miss their ace.
Yeah,
which is always a good thing when you can miss an ace. Of course, you didn't throw yours. Well,
you could argue you have a couple of.
Yeah, you really do have 2 aces.
Yeah.
The other ace starts tonight. Jacob deGrom. Elsewhere in sports, Dre McCray doing some things over in
Canada.
Canada. In his second game, he broke off a pretty long punt return out of a lot of traffic to where's he at? Saskatchewan?
Yes.
To help the Saskatchewan team. They are 5-1 on the season. McCray just kind of joining, getting good pretty late here. But he could be a weapon over the rest of the season for his team.
Certainly hope so for him. I mean, I know it might not parlay into the NFL, but maybe next year. I mean, never going to turn down a good return guy, right?
And you've seen some Red Raiders carve out some pretty good
and that might be part of
careers over there.
Yeah.
All right, more after this. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
A couple of other things going on today. Obviously, Texas Tech football getting their season really underway tomorrow. Now, is this the third quarter or the fourth quarter? Is this the quarter system in the off season? Is the fourth quarter of the off season, or is the fourth quarter of the season? I always forget.
Well, the fourth quarter of the off season would have to be this.
Right, but it's either this is the third quarter and the fourth quarter is the season, or
no. Well,
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
Joey talks about it.
We can ask him tomorrow.
Well, we can ask him tomorrow at Media Days. As we will be there. Joey McGuire, I believe, will be on at 9:30 on 100.7 The Score. Well, not just on 100.7 The Score, but we'll take his press conference live. And then obviously talk to some players, maybe some other coaches. We'll go all the way through to 3 o'clock over there with the end of the bench and the bottom line.
It's a very long media day.
Very long media day. Very long. Lucas, let's check the calendar.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
It is National Milk Chocolate Day. Is that your favorite kind of chocolate? Or are you a dark chocolate, bittersweet kind of guy?
Yeah, I like dark chocolate more than milk chocolate. I don't like chocolate. I like chocolate.
Sure.
There's plenty of other ways I would go before
Lucas,
that.
You have a favorite type of chocolate?
Out of those two, I would go with milk chocolate, but I like white chocolate too.
Yeah, that's if I if I ranked the three, I would go dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate.
That's fine. It's not your day.
Yeah.
I will say though, I'm more of an almond bark over a white chocolate guy. I do like the almond bark pretzels.
I like those as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take milk chocolate. Don't get me wrong, but if I had a choice.
I'm not offended or anything.
Right.
It's your preference.
Yeah.
I'm not like the king of milk chocolate. I just read it off the screen. Oh, speaking of, never mind. It's man, there are some strange days today. It's Buffalo Soldiers Day.
Oh, that's funny.
National Water Park Day.
I've got one of those too, actually.
A buffalo soldier?
Almost.
At least a buffalo?
Or a soldier.
World Nature Conservation Day. And National Soccer Day. You can play some soccer today?
I don't think so. But I can actually reference another person that does play soccer too. Well, one that owns a soccer team.
Let's do it.
All right, birthdays. Do I need to do this in Lucas's voice? No?
If you want to.
Okay. Speaking of soccer, Hannah Waddingham, the owner, Rebecca,
Yeah.
the owner of soccer team in Ted Lasso, celebrating a birthday today. I don't know how old she is, but celebrating a birthday nonetheless. Soldier Boy, celebrating a birthday today. What?
Sure.
Yeah. Dana White turning 56 years old today. Malik Neighbors. Did you see Malik Neighbors whenever they gave him a measuring tape and asked him to guess how long a yard was?
No. I saw that video. I didn't watch it. Was it way off?
I don't even think he went a foot. And then they had him go out to the football field with it. It was probably maybe 7, 8. It was not 12 inches long.
Yeah.
And obviously, as we know from Mike Smith and Hard Knocks with the New York Jets, how many feet are in a yard? 3?
3. Yeah.
Mike Smith didn't know that. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah. Rex Ryan somebody was asking the coaching staff that. Mike Smith had absolutely no idea.
I don't remember that either.
22 years old for Malik Neighbors. Ryan Tannehill, 37 years old. Manu Ginobili celebrating his 48th birthday. Doug Collins, former Bulls head coach before he got booted with the by Michael Jordan, basically. He's 74 years old. Your favorite Oklahoma State Cowboy on the basketball court? Lindy Waters.
Lindy Waters, okay.
Celebrating his 28th birthday. Nelly Korda, golfer, celebrating her birthday. And to wrap up the birthdays with another soccer player, Harry Kane, celebrating his 32nd birthday today. On this day in sports history, 1985, Lou Brock, Enos Slaughter, A. Vaughn, and Hoyt Wilhelm going into baseball's Hall of Fame. In 1994, Kenny Rogers throws a perfect game with the Texas Rangers to beat the California Angels.
Got no one to hold him.
And on this day in 2023, Josh Young goes 3 for 4 with a double and a run scored. The only run scored in a Rangers 7-1 loss to the Padres.
Thought that was going in another way there.
Nope, it wasn't.
On their way to a World Series championship.
Yeah, just, making the Padres feel good about themselves. On this day in 1951, Alice in Wonderland, the animated movie, was released. 1978, Animal House. Are you an Animal House fan?
Sure.
Yeah.
I like Bluto.
Yeah. And on this day in 1993, Robin Hood Men in Tights was released. With Carrie
Blinken.
Ellis. Yeah, Blinken, yeah. I watched The Princess Bride yesterday.
As you wish.
Yes. And later that night, I had ads on Facebook to a night with The Princess Bride and Carrie Ells in Denver, Colorado, which I just thought was very odd.
Now, at any point when you were watching the movie, did you Google facts or IMDb or
No.
Did anyone in the house?
No, because my wife can recite that movie word for word. There's no reason to look anything up.
Well, your TV is connected to the Wi-Fi, though.
Oh, I know.
Did you stream it?
We did not stream it. We still have regular old cable in our house, but it is connected to the internet.
Sure, but you didn't search out Princess Bride. It was just on somewhere.
No, it's just on. Yeah,
it's creepy, man.
I know.
Phones are listening to you. They try to tell me that it's because of what you Google.
Yeah,
but I don't believe it.
Oh, one more birthday I forgot that I Red Raider Scott Pelley celebrating a birthday today as well.
Nice. Shout out to Scott Pelley. Where's he now?
I'm assuming still with CBS. I don't know though.
He's out there doing the news somewhere. In the second hour, we'll obviously get some highs and lows at 10:15. We'll do some burning questions at 10:30. In the 11 o'clock hour, we've got some Big 12 coaching rankings. And obviously, we'll talk a little more Texas Rangers. We got to talk as much as we can about the Texas Rangers before we, just while we can.
Those Big 12 coaches rankings, is it going to be involving somebody that got so much goodwill from the program this summer and maybe throwing some of that out the window right afterwards? That particular writer's coaches rankings?
He did do one.
Yeah,
there are several.
Okay, I didn't know if that was the one you were going with.
Well, I want us to make our own.
Oh, okay.
At least a top 10. But I want to figure out the criteria. Maybe I get you to give me a criteria in the burning questions, and then 11:30 we revisit.
Okay.
Because I'm struggling to figure out a criteria that makes sense for the Big 12 coaching world. Because if I said career, Gundy, Whittingham. If I say Big 12 success, Gundy, Campbell, Aranda. If I say total success, high school, college, Joey's up there. So it's different.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Hey, the odds to win AL MVP opened up plus 300 Aaron Judge, plus 10,000 Cal Raleigh. Last week, it was minus 650 Aaron Judge, plus 300
Oh, wish you would have got
Raleigh.
that bet in, huh?
Right now, it's Aaron Judge, plus 105. Cal Raleigh, the new favorite, minus 135.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, that would have been a good bet to make last week. Earlier as well. But
last week or at the Open, if you had some kind of Nostradamus.
Yeah, that one.
They in the home run derby, they were talking about Cal Raleigh. Apparently, he's led catchers in home runs for at least 3 seasons in a row. I just didn't know he was doing it like that down there. I guess I should have been paying attention more. Of course, leading catchers in home runs in some years is
not that big of a feat.
Yeah, not incredibly impressive.
That's okay.
To be the best of your position is something for 3-4 years in a row.
Can you name who is third all time in home runs by Ranger catchers?
By Ranger catchers.
And this might have been a Jared Sandler tweet that I read, but...
All right, so I would assume Pudge is number 1.
Yeah. Let me scroll through my likes here. I think I liked it this weekend.
Is it somebody in the last 20 years who's third?
Yes, it's actually somebody in the last 20 years, second and third.
Oh, home runs as Rangers at catcher?
Yes.
Mike Napoli?
Nope.
Robinson Chirinos?
Robinson Chirinos has 67.
He's second?
He is second.
Jonah Heim?
Batting number 9 for your Texas Rangers, Jonah Heim, with 66. Wow. Soon to be second.
It feels like... Wow. It feels like
brought to you
Rangers,
as always by Jared Sandler.
Man, the Rangers. I want them to find a. Look, I like Jonah Heim. I do, and I like Higashioka, but
yeah, you do.
Man, I'd like to have a stud catcher for a couple of years in a row. It just feels like he hadn't. I mean, I thought Jonah Heim really broke out there in 23, but he's not been Heim time. It feels like since.
Got the haircut.
He did get the haircut, and it ruined his flow. He Samsoned himself.
Yep.
All right, let's do some burning questions.
2 minutes of non-stop in-your-face inquiries with no end in sight. It's time for Burning Questions.
All right, in honor of Happy Gilmore 2, I could go 2 directions here. Let's just do them both. Give me a sequel you want from your childhood. If they could put out even if there is one already, like there's the Sandlot 2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a sequel you want, maybe to correct a bad sequel or just to have a new sequel. And then what celebrity cameo would you want to see in that movie?
Okay, this was pretty easy for me. I'll go Flash Gordon.
Okay. I love it.
Well, I
Flash.
And at the end, if you've seen Flash Gordon, at the end, they basically set it up for a sequel, but I guess there was a contract dispute maybe with Sam Jones, and it never happened. But yes, that would be my sequel. I want a sequel to that. And obviously, given the fact of that becoming not relevant, but known to a younger group of people, I think it would only make sense that Mark Wahlberg showed up somewhere in the movie in a very small, like Matt Damon as Loki type role. But I think Mark Wahlberg would have to be in it somewhere.
Lucas?
I will die on this hill, but they needed to make Master of Disguise 2.
Yes! And that could be rife with celebrity appearances.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Any specific one you want?
Not specifically, but I would just be kind of curious to see what disguises the second movie would offer for sure. Plus, they left it hanging where there could have been
all in.
a second one.
Yeah, I'm all in on that. If this was take versus take, Lucas would win the point.
Oh, well, that's generational bias.
I like that movie too.
Generational bias
and
there.
You got me with Ted.
Yeah, I just.
This isn't take versus take.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Just
congratulations, Lucas.
We're all having fun. He got the made up point.
At least I win the drafts every week, even though we didn't put a poll out this
I
week.
need to do that. Yeah. I totally forgot after Wednesday, and then I got busy.
Just pointing that out.
Let's see. Elsewhere in the burning questions world, Collier, and Lucas, if you were power ranking a set of coaches, say it's the NFL, say it's college football, say it's high school football, whatever level, what 3 criteria are you really honing in on to grade those coaches out to get an accurate list in your mind?
Well, ultimately, I think you're going to be considered a success or a failure with your win-loss record. So winning is the obvious answer there. You have to win. I guess it might be a little bit different at the college and the pro ranks depending on how much you're building the roster professionally. But I would think being a program builder, being able to get people in to a college. So I'm doing this more college. So program builder. And I don't know how to. A third one, I put down like leadership, adaptability. I don't know if that goes into the program building thing as well. So maybe like expectations versus results. You know, we've had a lot of expectations over the last couple of years. Have we met those with results? I don't know if that's probably part of win-loss. So maybe the leadership and the adaptability, being able to adapt to what, you know, like halftime adjustments, injuries, sure. Stuff like that.
Lucas, what would your top 3 criteria be?
Along the lines as what David was saying, your winning percentage definitely needs to be part of your criteria. And then as a college coach, just the way you recruit, trying to get those 4 stars, 5 stars, even on campus just for a visit, kind of speaks highly of your program and how you're running it. And then the third one, if you can come in and keep the traditions going from like just the program, the school and the program, and keep the traditions going and keep the fans engaged in everything around the program, I think that's definitely a high mark for me.
Fan engagement is certainly something. Dion would score high marks there.
Yeah.
Joey
I think Joey would as well.
There.
Matt Wells wouldn't.
No. Well, now it's personal. Let's see. I also think there's like some breakout in the wins losses because there's like career wins losses with Kyle Whittingham, but does he deserve the same kind of recognition in the Big 12? Does he get Big 12 points because he doesn't really have Big 12 wins and losses just 1 year in? Leipold, kind of the same way, won a lot at Buffalo. Has certainly won more than most Kansas coaches in the last 30 years.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think
do what
that's
he did in
thing.
His second year at Kansas.
Well, let me finish. I think that's another thing that goes into it is now not everybody gets this bonus point, but success versus history.
Yeah.
Either you keep the success going like Kleiman or you create new success in recent history like McGuire or Leipold. More after this, 100.7 The Score, Scene of the Bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
All right, David Collier. I'm not going to make you do all 16.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
What do you think a good list is? 10?
Yeah, let's go 10.
All right, give me your top 10 Big 12 coaches based on the criteria of winning, leadership, you said?
Yeah, program building.
Program building. If you want to distill them into a succinct group. So you give me yours and I'll agree or disagree.
Okay. You want 10 to 1?
Yeah, let's do 10 to 1.
10 to 1. Man, they're...
Unless Joey's closer to 10, then do 1 to 10.
He might be closer to 10 just because of...
I think it's early in his tenure and he's a rising star, I'll say. So give me 10 to 1.
10 to 1. I did not prepare a list as in 10 to 1. I gave you your criteria, but I didn't know it was the first one out of the chute here.
I can go if you want me
to. Yeah, go ahead and go. Mister, I'm already prepared.
No. I just... I think it's a really interesting group of coaches in the Big 12.
And I will say this going into it, it's hard for me to put like Mike Gundy at 1, but at the same time it's not.
Right.
But last year just makes it scares me with the program builder part of that. But he's somebody that I believe should be really high on this list. And then like I don't even think I would have Dion in my top 10 considering I don't know what the future is with the program, and he only did it really for 1 year.
Yep. So one piece of criteria that neither of you said, you got around, you kind of said it with the program building and the leadership and the wins. I do think there's historical wins and Big 12 wins. I think that should be two different things, or else Whittingham's probably number one.
Mm-hmm.
He's won conference championships in 3 different conferences and is trying to do so in the Big 12 for a 4th conference.
Yeah.
I think in some respects, Gary Patterson did the same thing when he came to the Big 12.
Yes.
Gundy certainly has a lot of success, but I think the one thing that neither of you said was outlook, the program outlook.
Yeah.
And I think that's what dings Gundy.
Yes.
And I also think it dings Whittingham because he named a coach in waiting last offseason. Is he going to be here in 2 years?
Yeah.
Is he going to be here in 3 years? Is he going to be here in 5 years? Because if I'm ranking my coaches, I'm saying, who would I want to hire today for the next 5 years?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at it.
Well, and if that's part of the criteria, it would be tough to put Whittingham in the top 2 because, honestly, whenever I heard the coach in waiting, I thought if last year was the year that they won the Big 12, he might just...
I think if they would have gone 8-4 and gone to a good bowl game, he probably retires.
Yeah.
Because he thinks the program's in a good trajectory.
Yes.
But he don't want to leave at 5-7 or whatever they were.
Yeah.
All right, so based on all that, I would go Matt Campbell, the Big 12 championless Matt Campbell, as number 1. I'd still have Gundy number 2.
Yeah, I
think program outlook is just a little bit concerning to me with Gundy. I think Kleiman would be 3. He has a Big 12 championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think Whittingham would be 4.
Yeah, because he has one as well.
Well, he's got the Pac-12 championship.
Oh, you're Whittingham. Okay,
yeah, Whittingham.
You went Dillingham, too, is what you did.
No, I don't have Dillingham yet.
Oh, I thought you had already done one.
Whittingham. So I've got Campbell, Gundy, Kleiman, Whittingham. I think the program building and the winning, the outlook all look favorably on Dillingham. I'd like to see it happen a few more times because he's got a season of 3-9 and a season of a playoff appearance.
Yes.
Kalani Sitake has been up and down at BYU, but I think Sitake would be 5 for me. And then you have a group of 5 that I think could be in any order. I'll probably go Dillingham 6 because he has won one.
Mm-hmm.
I would go Aranda 7 because he has the championship, though he's been up and down. I think I would put... Look, Leipold has a rich history of success, but he's never done it without his offensive coordinator, Ketelnicki. If he can go out and win 8 or 9 games this year, I think that boosts him back up. But I'm not comfortable right now putting him there. I think Willie Fritz is a guy, rich history of success, but 5 years from now, what is he?
He lost his defensive coordinator, but he also got his offensive coordinator from Tulane.
Yep.
So he...
And then Rich Rod, who's kind of the father of the read option offense. But I think I would put Joey McGuire at 8, just based on program building, fan support, and what he's gonna do in the next couple years. Then I would go TCU Sonny Dykes at 9, and I would put Willie Fritz at 10.
So where did you had Rich Rod at 7?
No, I discussed Rich Rod. He's
okay. You discussed him. Okay, I was about to.
Not my top 10. But I think Rich Rod is a very good coach.
Oh, I think he's good, but that kind of goes into your argument of trajectory. Like, how much longer is Rich Rod really going to coach? This was this is my last chance. We'll see how long I can ride this out.
Why did nobody else go after Rich Rod when he was at Jacksonville State being successful?
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it was his old player getting him back to West Virginia anyway, because they didn't like the Neil Brown era, right?
Because some of it is you got to work with other people, and I don't know how well Rich Rod deals with authority.
Kind of a Bob Huggins situation there. You know, I've had success there, whether it was as a player with Bob Huggins or as a coach with Rich Rod, and I'm going to go back and it's like the good old times. We're going to do it that way. I guess I'll rattle through my 10.
Do it when we come back.
Yeah.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It is the End of the Bench. Big time things going on. Texas Tech softball transfer portal class ranked number 1 according to Softball America. No surprise?
No. Not in the slightest. Yeah. I would be more surprised if they weren't ranked number 1.
Yeah. The Softball America provides transfer portal rankings to On3. Arkansas got in 1 5-star and 1 4-star transfer. Just scroll down the top 50 here. Oklahoma got in 1 5-star and 1 4-star transfer. 3 4-stars left.
Which is a yearly thing.
Yeah.
On both sides.
And then Texas Tech, the only other 5-star transfers in, they got 2 of them. And 5 4-stars in. That's 7 recruits in. They lost 1 4-star, which was Bailey Lindemuth.
Mm-hmm.
And 7 3-stars, which included Reagan Jennings and let's see. That's pretty much the only one that played a lot. Brinley Gonzalez, who went to Texas.
She
made a TikTok. There's a TikTok trend of I went and broke my family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess her whole family's Red Raiders.
Oh.
And then she showed up in a Longhorn uniform. I think there's certainly something to be said about gaining 7 4-star plus.
Yeah.
And losing 7 3-stars. And then 1 4-stars, the net there. Big 12 Studios is now showing Texas Tech, Arizona. I bet it's a tight game with Jacob Rodriguez making a play at the end.
Almost saw near pick 6 there.
Nearly saw a pick 6 there, for sure. All right. You want to get your Big 12 rankings in before we hit the Ask the Benchwarmer questions?
We'll just fly through this really quick. I'm sure it's very similar to yours. It is tough, though. Kamo makes a good point on the chat line. Iowa State has no money. But saying that, Iowa State has been one of the worst football programs.
Yeah, they've never had money.
They've never had money. They've never been great.
And if anybody can get buy-in and a bunch of 3-stars and beat yours.
Yes, and that's why Matt Campbell is number 1 for me as well, and the hat. I think money will come in once the stubborn Mike Gundy realizes he has to go that route, and I will put Mike Gundy at 2. I think you had him at 2 as well. Chris Kleiman has to be there just because he, again, very similar to Matt Campbell in that respect. He's only the second coach that's ever won at Kansas State as well. And you know what? To be honest with you, I think the rest of it is Lance Leipold. I agree with you. Yes, show me more. But, I mean, who's ever done anything besides Mark Mangino at Kansas? And to do what he did in the quick turnaround, I do think you got to keep going forward with him. But I'll put him at number 4. It's tough after that. I don't really like Kenny Dillingham. I guess I don't want to copy. I think I'm almost even with you here. I would still put Whittingham. You know what? I'm going to put Whittingham at 4, Leipold at 5. Then I'll go Dillingham 6. 7, I'll go Dave Aranda. I have him high. I think you had him up there pretty high as well, just because he has one in the Big 12, even though he's not been great
No, he was
I think
around
this is-
500 in Big 12 play before he kind of went on that run last year.
Yeah. What was that, 6th, I think?
7th.
7th. I'm going to go ahead and put Joey there because I think everything moving forward, he still has to win, right? And that's probably the question mark. Can he win with the expectations that are in front of him going into this season? 8. 9, I'm not a big Kalani Sitake guy. But I'm going to go 9, Willie Fritz, because I have to have him in my top 10. I'm contractually obligated. And now it comes down to, do I believe in Sonny Dykes or Kalani Sitake more? And I don't really know the answer. It might be 10 A and B there. I think Sonny peaked. I think that peak has happened. And I'm not the big Josh Hoover fan that everybody might. So I guess with the money that BYU has, not that TCU certainly doesn't have money, but I think I'm going to take the BYU money. I'll go with Kalani Sitake there.
All right, that was similar. Probably, I don't think anybody was more than like 3 off.
Yeah.
You had Leipold higher than me. I think the top 5 were very similar. It's interesting, though, because I think there is a group of Big 12 coaches that certainly could be named higher than most. And I think certainly these coaches are tied to programs. But if you just took the program out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you took the Cody Campbell, the BYU money, if you took the issues at Iowa State out of it, I think you probably list those coaches pretty close to where they are. Certainly with Campbell.
Yeah.
And then Joey, you know,
I think
he's doing things that Mike Leach didn't do. Now, Mike Leach had 8 games in Big 12 play instead of 9. So he went 4-4 a couple of times, and it's a different Big 12 back then. But 3 straight years of winning records in Big 12 play, it's the first you've done that.
No, so maybe I'm not giving him enough credit.
No, I mean, we both had him at 8.
Yeah.
Do you have a different top 3 or 5, Lucas? Or would you pretty much agree with what we said?
Pretty much be sympathical with you guys.
Joey in the top 10?
Yeah.
Joey was 13th, I believe, in the CBS and on 3 rankings. And I understand that too. But if you're taking, you know, a WAC championship and a Mountain West championship for Whittingham, kind of combine those guys. For Whittingham, certainly the Pac-12 championship over Oregon and Washington, those guys, you take that into consideration. But these other ones, this might sound outrageous, but I'm just talking here. Why wouldn't you take a Cedar Hill, Texas state championship as an indication that he can coach at a high level? Now, I do think there's a gap between Texas high school football and the WAC or the Mountain West. It's a different game, right? Recruiting and everything else.
Yeah.
But Joey has a history of being a head coach beyond. It's not just like he showed up at Baylor and had never coached before. So I think there's something to be said about past experience as well. All right. Breaking news. I do not think the Texas Rangers will be trading for Emmanuel Clase. Cleveland Guardians closer has been placed on the non-disciplinary paid leave as part of the Major League Baseball investigation on sports betting. Clase is the second Guardians pitcher to leave, tied to the investigation, joining right-hander Luis Ortiz. Now, is Luis Ortiz the guy that had an influx of bets on him to throw a ball in the first inning, or a ball is the first pitch in the third inning, and he was just spiking them?
Yeah, I think that was that.
I don't know particularly what the scenario was, but he gave up a hit to somebody, and his reaction, I mean, obviously
Ortiz?
Yeah. Was obviously, if you're going to give up a hit, you're going to be upset, but this reaction to just a simple hit into the outfield was an indicator of something was going on.
Clase in Cleveland, a 1.29 ERA, a 1.36 ERA, a 3.22 ERA, 0.61 last year, back up to 3.23 this year. He's got 24 saves. Interesting. Bullfighter asks, would Patrick Mahomes have been inducted into the Ring of Honor faster at Tech if he was a Dallas Cowboys quarterback? No.
No.
Would he be liked more? No, probably not the same. How would he be perceived if he were the Dallas Cowboys quarterback? That's interesting because I don't think he has 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I would assume the Cowboys have had more success if he was here. I think they'd be in an NFC Championship game.
You would like to think so with Mike McCarty.
Bottom line up next.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.